Yo, what's good YouTube? I hope you're all doing well. In this video, we're going to change it up. We're going to make a hard orchestral trap beat for Lil Baby and FL. I think we're going to make something that's mainly string based with maybe a piano and some brass. So I'm excited to make this beat. Let's jump into FL Studio and we'll start cooking up. Alright, so we're in FL Studio. The BPM's at 140. Let's drop this down to like 128. And the first thing I'm going to do is open up Splice Instrument and pull some strings to make our main melody with. So let's go into the iconic violin. And let's grab this violin short spizzicato preset and let's turn the dynamics up all the way on this to make it sound more realistic. Alright, so we've got the piano roll pulled up with D minor selected as the scale. So let's start laying down some notes and try to create like a fast bouncy pattern with this string. So let's start by creating an octave with a D. So we'll put a note on D5 and a note on D6, and then let's work our way up in the scale. So instead of like doing like a two-step pattern like that, because that's a little bit too slow, let's bring this note over and then we'll build our pattern like this. And then maybe at the end of every two bars we can go up more. We can do something like this. So that's cool, we'll leave that for now. Let's clone Splice Instrument and let's grab another violin. So let's go back into the iconic violin bank and let's grab this legato slurred. Let's work our way down with this violin. And then let's copy this over and let's change our bass notes. Let's go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for this one, we'll go back up. So just something like that, so that has a little bit of emotion in it. And let's go into Analog Lab and let's grab a piano to lay down some bass notes. So we'll grab the classic dark piano and our bass notes are D, A sharp, and C. So let's pitch these down like 3 octaves. Hit Command L just to lengthen the notes. And then to make them really hit, we're gonna copy them up an octave as well. Yeah. I can already hear like a triplet bounce on this, like a Lil Baby triplet. Let's open up Splice Instrument again and grab one more string. So let's grab a cello this time. So let's grab the long normal preset and let's just make some simple chords to complement this. Then we'll bring these notes down again. Let's open up Xenology and let's grab a brass preset and we'll just pretty much copy these same chords. So it already pulled up brass too. So let's just take these chords and hit Command V and paste them in here. And let's maybe actually take some notes out. So let's just do maybe a power chord. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Analog Lab and I'm going to find a synth because I find that these sort of like orchestral trap beats sound really good when you pair the orchestral elements with like a synth sound. So let's grab a bell of some kind. Yeah, just something simple like that and have it repeat. So the melody is sounding really good. The last thing we're going to add to it is a sub bass and just follow the bass notes of the melody. So we're going to go into Omnisphere, we'll go into synth bass, sort by ratings, and I'm going to grab this Growler Moog sub bass, which is one of my favorite basses of all time. And we're just going to follow the bass notes here. So we're going to lay a note down on D, have it play for 2 bars, repeat it. We're going to bring it down 4, and then we're going to go up 2 from there. Maybe at the end we can do something kind of cool. So I think the melody's done. Let's create a melody bus. Let's route all the sounds except for the sub bass to it. And let's go into sound shifter and let's try going up 3 semitones to F minor. And then we'll pitch the bass up 3 as well. I think that sounds good, so we'll work with F minor for now, and let's do some basic leveling of the sounds. So we'll start with our main string. It sounds so tough. Turn up some stereo separation on the melody bus. And actually on this violin, we're going to throw a panamatic on it so that it pans from right to left. Alright, so that's it for the melody. I just muted some of the sounds so that we can start putting some drums down. So I'm going to add some drums into the channel rack and then we'll start making the drum pattern. So we'll start off with the hi-hat, and I think we're going to do almost like a triplet bounce with it. So let's go into the piano roll and let's go to like 1/6 beat. And then where the snare is going to hit, we're going to have a roll playing. Alright, so now let's lay down our clap and our snare. And I'm thinking for this, we're going to have it hit on the 3, and then maybe have the clap hit here for the second bar, and then we'll have it hit here again, just to make it a little bit more interesting than just have it hit on the 3 every time. Alright, now we're going to lay down the 808. I'm thinking here at the end we do a nice like triple bounce. So the drums are sounding good so far. Next thing I want to add though is an accent snare, and then we're going to do like a crazy snare roll at the end to resolve each 8 bars. So let's start off with something like this. We'll just copy that over for the second half, and then we'll change up our pattern here at the end. Alright, next let's lay down the open hat. So let's open it up and let's actually shorten it just so that it sort of like hits a little bit harder. It doesn't play as long. And last thing we're going to do is we're just going to take this kick and we will just kind of put it underneath the 808, but we're not going to have it hit every single note that the 808 does. And I think the last sound we need to add to this is a bell. I don't really use the bell too much in my beats these days, but we're going to add a bell. So we'll take this yeet one, we'll make it cut itself, and it's got to play the same key as the 808. So let's put on C sharp, and we'll just do something really simple with it. Alright, so the drums are done. I just assigned all of them to mixer channels and we're going to do some leveling. So let's go into the master and let's boost the highs by like 1.5 dB. We'll go and open up a parametric EQ. We'll click this linear mode button and we will sort of just cut the bass a bit. And then we are going to go and put a multi-band compressor on the master as well. And we will do the mastering 2.4 dB preset. And then we'll throw our soft clipper on so nothing's sort of like clipping and clashing too much. And let's start with the hi-hat. So that should work for our leveling. Let's right click on the pattern and go split by channel so we can arrange this. And let's drag all of our sounds from our melody in and we'll copy it over for like 16 bars. For the intro section, I don't want all these sounds to play. I think I want the sub bass to come in like halfway through the first 8 bars. We'll get rid of this string and this violin and this bell. And then we won't put this bell in yet. Yeah, that sounds hard. We'll maybe have these 3 sounds play for the hook and bring the bells in for the second half. Yeah, now let's bring the drums in here. Take the kick out for the first half. And then we'll go into a verse section. Copy the hook over. And then let's have the strings play. And then let's go into the master channel. Let's right click, create automation clip. And then let's have the volume fade out here. Alright guys, the arrangement is done. I'm gonna go over it again quick and just sort of explain what I did. So we start off with a 16 bar intro section, and in the first bit of the intro we just have our main string, the piano, and the brass playing, and then the sub bass comes in for the second half of this first 8 bars. And then for the next 8 bars we bring in our violin as well as our string chords we made. And then I took that snare roll that we made with our accent snare and I used this sort of like transition into the hook. So from there then we have a 16 bar hook section, and for the hook we have our main string, our piano, our string chords playing for the first 8 bars, and then we bring in the synth bell for the second 8 bars, and we have all of our drums playing for the hook. And then from there we go into a 16 bar verse section, and again we just have our main string and our piano playing for the first half, and then for the second half we bring in our string chords again. And I took out the kick for this section and we just have like the 808, the hi-hat, the clap, and the snare playing, and then we bring in the open hat just to add a little bit more energy for the second half of the verse. And then from there we go into a bridge section which has pretty much all the sounds from our melody playing, and then we just go back into a 16 bar hook section. And then from there we have a little outro sections. We have our strings, our brass, our piano, and then for the end of the track we just have the strings playing, and I did a volume automation on the master just to have the volume fade out gradually. That's it for this video guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what types of beats you want to see me cook up in the future. I'm gonna let the full beat play out now, and I will see you guys in the next video.
You